Hi, Pamela Ann with Easy Messages, messages that can help you to be able to command your world with such precision you can't even put a date on it. I have known for a few weeks that a particular person was going to be giving me a call. Didn't know the person, but I was given a heads up that someone was going to be giving me a call. And I was finally had the opportunity of visiting with this person briefly today so that we could just initiate being able to get together and start rocking and rolling with one another. And it's interesting that people will get to such an extreme point in their lives that they feel so totally overwhelmed. They feel so like the tsunami has hit them. How can they ever see daylight again? That they are to the point of taking their lives. And I'm sharing with you that suffering is optional. You don't have to wait that long. You really don't have to wait that long. There is help all around you. I'm not saying I'm the end all for having all of that happen for you, because there's a lot of wonderful people all around you. But if you do feel like it's important that you have some support, let go of anything that's holding you back from reaching out and getting that support, and trust in how you feel. Your body will tell you if this person you're connecting with is going to be the right fit for you. It's very important that you listen to what your body is sharing with you. And it's really important that you show up and that you care for your body and you care for yourself, you care for your life. Because if you don't, you won't have a vessel for this amazing spirit to dwell in, to live your life mission. So this person called me and had shared that they were about ready to give it all up. And this is not the first one. I've had numerous people this last year, gosh, 4 or 5 months, that have been in that state. And they've known that this is how they were feeling, but they let it continue to escalate. And as I say, the suffering is completely optional. There are ways to be able to release those toxic overloads, those toxic relationships. It doesn't mean that you have to dump your companion. If it's coming from this companion, you can be able to morph and shift and change to have something really wonderful in your life. I know how this feels. I've walked in your shoes. I know what severe suicidal depression feels like, but I also know how to be able to release it and move on to something far, far better. And I feel like that was such a huge blessing for me, because it helped me have compassion and understanding. It helped me understand the steps to come through to a better side. And over and over and over, these people that I've worked with, within one session, they've felt the shift to something so much better. It's like, that's part of why I do what I do, is because I know that they have the ability to have joy start coming back into their lives. I know they have the ability to be able to have these like wonderful feel-good feelings start flowing back into them, to restore them, uplift them, and help them. I know how much the divine adores them and loves them. And I also know they're not broken. I know they're not broken. I know they do not require fixing. They're just, it just is an awakening for them to step back into their full power to command their world with precision. And to know that they have the ability to have this readily come to them. And again, I say, the law is ask, it's given. And they never say in a few years we'll get back to you. They're ready to bless you right now, to send you that relief that you're asking for. But you can't have it until you ask, because they're not going to come in and just take it all away from you and take away your learning curve, because you're here to learn. You're here to gain experience. You're here to master, so that you will be able to turn and do the same for others, to help them learn, to help them master. when they go through some of these things. And it might be your children, it might be your grandchildren, it might be your great-grandchildren. It could be key people in your life that you are going to help shift generations for something that they would just absolutely love, and help them to be able to run with their arms wide open and not have to wait as long as maybe you did. So if you are feeling this way, reach out and get that support. You can contact me. I'm here for you. It's really okay. And it's a safe environment. This one person was saying the F word and some other things and started apologizing. Said, oh no, hey, that's fine. It really is fine. You can be genuine. It's a safe environment. Be who you really are. Be who you really are. I mean, I was years ago working with a couple, and it was very evident to me as soon as they came to me that this was a man and a woman, and the man was he was gay, and the wife was a very depressed woman. Very depressed on medications and everything. The man didn't indicate that he was doing that, but I instantly understood why. Because she was married to someone who really was not authentically being who they were. And for goodness sakes, I felt such compassion for both of them, because he was trying his best to fit into a religious society, a religious community that did not embrace people who came from that background. And he was perfectly formed. He was supposed to be like this. This is why he came to earth in that particular form of how his body identified. There was nothing wrong with him. He didn't need fixing and changing. What was wrong is that he wasn't being authentically who he really is. And he was trying to fit in by marrying a woman. And that it just doesn't work. And they had a family, and it affects the whole family. I mean, it affects everybody when you're not really being authentically who you really are. And he's an amazing guy. I mean, talented, just reeking with talent, amazing. And so is she. And finally, I was so relieved to know that they finally got divorced. And she is now married to somebody else. And I just took a deep breath and like, oh, she has a chance now to really be happy. And I mean, they were like buddies and friends and things like that, but that's not why you marry somebody. You don't marry somebody to be buddies and friends, to be business partners, or however they were trying to do, and keep the facade, and not even talk to each other about it. Just keep the facade and keep taking the medications to try to numb yourself from this big hole that you keep walking down the road and falling into. So, today, every single one of us are born into the perfect time. They say, oh, geez, there's such terrible things happening in this world right now. Oh, there's a lot of wonderful things happening in this world, and never before has anyone had the opportunity to really be who they are, embrace who they truly are, as we can today. So if you're not authentically who you are and you're living a lie, you'll never really be happy, because you're not showing up for you. You're not being really authentically who you really are and who you were meant to be, and to have the fullness of joy and happiness that you were to experience. And let me tell you, the divine absolutely loves and accepts you just the way you are. They don't make mistakes when they create their baby dolls. They never make a mistake. They know what you would like to have before you ever came here. Why? Because you visited with them about what you would like your life mission to be. And they said, absolutely yes. We'll send you to this amazing, amazing earth plane that is your playground for you to learn and gain experience in. And you cannot make a mistake. I mean, you can make choices that can diminish your happiness or raise your happiness, okay, but it's not a mistake because you've learned from every single thing. And I'm encouraging you to really be honest with who you are and don't give a flip what anybody else thinks about you. Because why? Because they are not privy to what your life mission is. And they're not privy to that. They're not on your committee. And they are not from the divine as far as like the divine that is downloading this information and these little nudges and these nuances and encouragement and inspiration that you are to receive. They have their own stuff that they are to be doing, and you can rub shoulders with them and you can enjoy them. But if they are toxic and this is something that they're desiring to learn about, of chaos and drama, hey, that's great. It has purpose. That you don't have to be in the middle of it. And at any time, you can turn and start drawing to you these amazing people that are all around that would love to play with you, that would totally love all over you and appreciate you. You don't have to go chasing after somebody else and say, well, do you love me now? Do you love me now? Will you accept me now? I mean, if I shift and change and morph enough, will you accept me? Screw it! Be who you really are. You are amazing just the way you are. Just the way you are. Okay? You really are. So if this is helpful and uplifting for you, share it with others. It might be precisely what they're looking for. And consider subscribing below so that you will always be included in this loving information that the divine has for you personally. Take care. Bye.